It's a serious question. Does Iran already have a nuclear weapon? And is it trying to deploy that nuclear weapon and then fire it against Israel? Why am I asking that? Well, back last year when there was a lot of talk about Iran reaching the threshold of being able to make nuclear devices, we were told Iran was 3 weeks away from having enough enriched uranium to create 2 or 3 devices. Then within the last couple of weeks, we were told they were getting the stage of having enough enriched uranium to make 15 devices, which would suggest that there's a possibility that they already have a nuclear weapon. And that's why Trump left the G7 meeting suddenly and went back to Washington yesterday. And I'm going to be critical, not of Trump, but of the people around him, the America First isolationists that don't understand the issue with Iran having a nuclear weapon. Iran is not like Iraq or Libya or any of these tin pot dictatorships that have come and gone in the Middle East. Iran is different because it is ideologically driven. A lot of the other dictatorships were driven by expediency. They had to keep their extremist populations happy, so they pretended that they wanted to wipe Israel off the face of the earth. But Iran really does want to wipe Israel off the face of the earth. So does Hamas, so does Hezbollah, so do the Houthis, and of course, so does anybody associated with the Muslim Brotherhood, Al-Qaeda or ISIS. Possibly other extremists in the area as well. We think of the Caliph of Turkey. But if Iran got the bomb, they would use it. If they could deploy it against Israel, they would use it. They would drop one on Tel Aviv, one on Jerusalem. Game over. That's enough to completely wipe Israel out. So if people in America don't understand that, they probably shouldn't be in positions of power. I think Trump gets it. But obviously Trump has to try and keep his base happy. What needs to happen in Iran? They either need to decapitate the leadership of Iran completely, or they need to completely take out any of the nuclear installations that are remaining and find if there's any hidden ones. And again, I'm not an expert in precision guided missiles and how deep they can penetrate. However, if America has the capability to take out the remaining nuclear installations, they should do it. And of course, that's not without danger, because if there are nuclear weapons in there, those nuclear weapons, will they explode? Will they be detonated by a bunker busting bomb that's going to take out those installations? That's a possibility. But I think the reality is we've got to very, very seriously realize that the whole of humanity is teetering on the brink of an annihilationist regime getting a nuclear weapon. And that's why the war that Israel is prosecuting against Iran is not just right for Israel, it's right for the entire region, and it's right for the world, and it's a morally just war. And again, the way they've been executing it has been absolutely phenomenally targeted. There seem to be very, very few Iranian casualties. If you think about the first Gulf War, hundreds of thousands of people were killed in the first Gulf War, especially when the Iraqis pulled out of Kuwait. You think about the second Gulf War, the death toll, absolutely huge, colossal. So far, this attack on Iran by Israel has been probably the most peaceful war in history. And again, the way that the anti-missile defense systems work, but it only takes one missile with a nuclear warhead to land on Tel Aviv or Jerusalem, and that changes the game forever, because it would kill millions of Jewish Israelis, millions of Arab Israelis, and millions of Christian Israelis as well. But it would kill millions of people. But also there would be a nuclear response from Israel that would completely obliterate Iran, and everybody in Iran in any of those major cities would be killed. That's the old doctrine of mutually assured destruction. So my question is this, very simple. Did Trump rush back to Washington because the intelligence is telling them that Iran is about to launch a nuclear weapon at Israel? If that's the case, it's a total game changer for geopolitics. And we've got to pray that doesn't happen, because it is a World War III end of the world scenario. So very cheerful message for a Wednesday morning. I think if that's happening, we need to be praying. We need to be praying, and we need to be praying that there's an intervention that stops that becoming a reality. See you all soon.